Well, I've had a number of requests to bring back apparently a fan favorite segment on the recap, and that is the knowledge segment. So let's get right into it, right there. You know, one question that I'm very frequently asked has to do with this, toilet paper. You know, people ask me, where does it come from and what's it all about? Well, I'm not going to do the entire history of toilet paper. That is well beyond my scope. But I will tell you this, the concept of toilet paper was invented by a man named William Gaetti in New York in 1857. Now, he was selling it, but basically as individual sheets. Then in 1879, two New Yorkers, brothers, Clarence and Edward Scott, created a paper company, and they started selling toilet paper, well, we call toilet paper, on rolls like this, and with the cardboard insert for a holder. And they were selling it mostly to high-end hotels. And as a matter of fact, they became very, very successful selling this stuff. And what they wanted to do was to branch out into retail sales, you know, getting right into the home. And in 1902, they bought the trademark Waldorf from the Waldorf Astoria, because that was, I guess the most luxurious hotel in the country. And, it's going to give their toilet paper, some real high class, I guess you'd call it cachet. Now, fast forward to 1928, when the Charmin brand was introduced. I'll bet you didn't know that Charmin has been around since 1928, but it has. Well, anyway, following the introduction of Charmin, we had a lot of developments in the area of toilet paper, putting scent in it, multi-ply, single-ply, double-ply, even triple-ply. And I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of the different plies on toilet paper. But that pretty much brings us right down here to 2025, I guess, 175 years since it was first introduced. And today in the United States, 7 billion rolls of this stuff are sold every year. And that's just in the United States. Now, so those are kind of the high spots on toilet paper, but I'll leave you with one thought and something to think about, and that is this. Here you've got a product, toilet paper, which is most of us regard as indispensable, yet it is totally and completely disposable. It's a hell of a combination, indispensable and totally disposable. A little bit ironic, don't you think? Well, anyway, that's it for this week's knowledge segment. I hope I've enriched your life. Now you understand the importance of William Gaetti in the history of toilet paper. Well, since we've been back since last summer, we've been going to Mass on Sundays in the little chapel or the big auditorium with a TV set in our church, and the reason for it is that they've been redecorating the church, and it's been looks to me like a lot of money on it. So what I did was I finally got an opportunity to get in there and get some video of the church. Here's what it's looking like now.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Now, what I'm going to do at the end of this report is I'm going to connect to an earlier video that I did of the same church, but this is what it looked like. What it looked like before they began this redecoration. Now, I've got some thoughts on the Mets. You know that they've gotten off to a terrific start of the season. Pete Alonso is having a season for the ages. It is just incredible. Good for him. But here's some additional thoughts about the Mets. You may want to think about it. All right, well, look, here's a few Mets thoughts. As we know, the Mets are having an absolutely terrific season. We know that they've got the biggest payroll in baseball at $330 million. They've made Juan Soto the highest paid player ever. But the one place they haven't spent money, and if you think about it, you'll realize that it's the case, is on pitching. And the fact is that the Mets pitching coach, this guy Hefner, has a way of rehabilitating what you would say are fringe pitchers, guys with seemingly a lot of potential that hasn't been realized. And he's done a terrific job. So the Mets have been paying bargain basement prices for pitching. And by the way, any day that you look at it, the Mets are going to be in the 1, 2, or 3 hole in terms of ERA in the majors across both the American and National Leagues. They're a half run better than anybody else in the NL East in terms of pitching. And what they've done, they've done some pretty unusual things. They turned last year into Sean Manaea's best year ever. They've flipped Clay Holmes from a receiver to a starter. They've done quite a bit. And what this guy Hefner says is that what they do is it's like fooling with an oven. You turn the fiddle with the dials enough, and you're sure to hit the sweet spot. And they've done exactly that with the pitchers that they've picked up. I mean, I still don't like Edwin Diaz, but on the whole, Mets pitching has been terrific, and without spending huge dollars on pitching. Think about that, look at their performance, and see what you think. See if you agree with me that it's absolutely terrific. Well, okay, that's my report for this week. As I say, the video for the old church is either going to be over here or it's over here. I don't know what it's going to show up as, but you just tap on that and it'll bring you to an earlier video that I did of the same church. So anyway, that's my report this week. I'll see you next week. Take care.